We're getting live again, talking about motivation, talking about meditation, talking about inspiration. Today, I want to talk a little bit about our life track path and what it means to be yourself, what it means for you to understand and identify your life. And a lot of times we're stuck by situations, stuck by the challenges that we're going through, and we forget that we grow, that there are those that are going to be there for a part of our life. There's going to be for the length of our life. There's going to be these branches that are going to be there for a time in our life. And the ability to accept those and to accept that all of them happen so that you can grow, so that your actual roots can bear, and that you might be able to achieve your dreams. And a lot of times we lose that ability to truly grow because we get stuck on situations, we get stuck in challenges, we choose not to see past that part of our path, we choose not to see past that part of our journey. And when we're working on our journey, when we're working on our challenges, they're not meant to hold us back. They're actually meant to help us to grow. They're meant to help us to find a way to see the bigger part of our journey, which is our whole growth, our whole entire being. What the challenges do is let us see the value in our whole story. And I'm here to share with you that. I'm here to share with you that sometimes when you're focusing on your life track path, you're going to miss parts. You're going to miss stories in your journey. You're going to miss a part of it. But we have to remember that our life is a journey, that it's not stuck on a single page, that we can't rewind time, that we can't stop ourselves from continuing to grow. And inside of that growth, you'll find yourself inside of that place where being becomes, where journey comes to a place of acceptance, is your life track path, is your ability to focus on your complete journey, is your ability to focus on your complete being. And as those branches branch out, as your tree grows, it will have branches. And are we focusing on that? Are we putting in our effort, our ability, our mentality to growth? Are we putting it into a place where the energy inside is flowing through our complete life track path? And are we focusing on our journey? Are we focusing on our path, or are we holding ourselves back on the branches? And so, what does it mean to be yourself? See, a lot of times we lose the ability to grow because of acceptance. We lose the ability to grow because we hold ourselves back. And a lot of times it's not what's going on around you that truly affects you, it's what's going on inside of you. And that is when we lose the ability to see that life track path. And so when we recenter ourselves, when we put ourselves on a place where what matters is you, what matters is your challenges are not greater than the person you are inside, that you can see that there's things greater than you on the outside, but you understand that all you can do is be yourself, that you can't be anything other than you. And when we spend that time studying ourselves, we spend that time working on our life track path, we truly have the ability to grow. And one of the biggest places that is lost a lot of the time along that path is the ability to accept that part and accept those things that you can be. Hey guys, we're talking about the life track path and the ability to accept and becoming yourself. Exactly like you're saying there, Frank. We put the time and the effort and the ability in waking up every morning, in spending our day, and sometimes we lose the ability to accept those people that came along our path for a time. And it's amazing when studying young ones, they see the world as big. They see the world as a place of learning, of growth. And we all can do that. We all can see that way. And one of the biggest things that is lost is artistic ability to articulate, the ability to use that part of ourselves to see the beauty in our journey. And it's amazing when you you put your mind, thank you, into a a place of focus and growth. All you can be is yourself. And yeah, exactly. Frank had said, he said, I'm 55 and I can say that it's always a constant fluid situation, people coming in, people coming out of your life. And that's definitely true. We find ourselves where the life track path, sometimes we forget about it. We forget that the life track path is a part of this greater journey. We sometimes have gotten ourselves almost in a way stuck in that specific place, and we forget. And it's when we are focusing, when we're putting our mind in a place of understanding our complete life track path, that we find ourselves in a place of growth. And I have a friend, and she passed from stage 4, and one of the things that she taught me is that I hope that you have a blessed day as well, is that you're going to you're going to have challenges, and as these challenges come, you're going to find yourself in a place where you have a choice to accept it. You have a choice to accept all the things that have happened are for your greater journey. And when we look back at our journey, is our path a place of being? Is it a place of purpose? Is it a place of of discipline? And are we finding that place? Are we finding that place where no matter the challenges that we're facing off against, we're finding ourselves? And are we centering ourselves in that place where we see all the beauty that's around us? And that brings me back to the quote from Bruce Lee: don't focus on the finger or you're going to miss out on the heavenly glory. And it means to me that we have that ability to find ourselves. We have that ability to focus on the greater story of our lives. And the best part about that journey, the best part about that path is yourself. It's that all of this is important. And in this great universe that we're in, you're important. The great cosmos that we're in, with all this energy that flows within and around, that you're important. And a lot of times Our own emotions stop us from finding ourselves. They stop us from finding our being. They stop us from finding our journey. And we just have to remember that, like the branches of trees, we're always going to be that tree. We're going to grow. We're going to have things come up against us. We're going to have things that are going to be there. We're going to have storms. We're going to have sun. We're going to have things that are going to beat down on us, and they're going to ask us what we're made of. And as we're facing off against those challenges, we are going to have tools. And the one thing that I know at least I have struggled with is ego. And it has to deal with the mere fact of not understanding. And when we look inwards and we see that all we can be is who we are, and that this great universe is a place for us, it's a place for our own growth, it's a place for our own ability to be who we are within, and that simply being yourself is important. Simply being who you are within is important. Then the universe can utilize that. It can utilize the one who feels small. It can utilize the one who believes they're great. It can utilize the focus, the knowledge, the discipline, the centering of oneself's ability to focus on the present moment. And inside of that place of focus, of being, we're perfectly beautiful. We're perfectly designed. And we sometimes, in that process, we find that we're all out here together, and it's amazing because as I'm driving, as I'm helping people out, like last night I had one old couple that had a Prius that was not starting. And I said, well, I'm not here just to work. I'm here to help people. And I took the vehicle, I went to their vehicle, said, let's try to jump it. Let's try to get it going. Now, the part that's amazing about this universe is this. I had $60. 60 miles of fuel in the car. And I went to pick them up, and it was supposed to be a $10 trip. Now, I'm sitting there with maybe $10 in a trip, and the ability to help them also costs time. In the process of it costing time, we tried to jump their car, and it wouldn't work. And as I took them home, this elderly couple, I said, have a blessed day. I didn't know how I was going to put fuel in the car. I wasn't even focused on that. When we're focusing on our path, we're going to feel joy. When we're focusing on helping other people, things will come your way. And right there, they tipped me $20. See, it's not the $20 that matters. It's not the thousands of dollars. It's the ability to be on your journey, to be articulate, and to utilize the gifts, the skills to help each other out. That the law of riches works. When you're helping people, like I'm enjoying that you're sending that message out about being on the transit system. And I see the world every day. How do I see it? I am a public transit bus driver, and I see people from all situations of life by doing your life. See, when you're sitting in the car and you're driving these people and you pick them up, and instead of just being like, oh, get in, you could say, have a blessed day. I hope your day is wonderful. I hope what you have going on, I hope that this part of the journey that I'm on helps you along your path. I hope that just by being kind, by being on my journey, by seeing that opening this door becomes a blessing for you, that it yields back. See, understanding the law of riches is not always about ourselves. It's about other people. It's about being a part of something and realizing that you make a difference. That you're, because when you leave this planet, the thing that's going to happen is people are going to remember you, or they're going to forget you. How great of a change do you make because you came along? And so the answer to that question, Frank, is when you're driving those people, when you're out there, you have an opportunity to make somebody's day. Just like as a Uber driver and a Lyft driver, I had the ability to say, let me go drop you off, or let's try to jump your car. See, in the process of trying to jump their car, I did more to help them. That was their first trip they ever took. And the important part about that trip wasn't that the car didn't start. It wasn't that I took them home. It was that I cared enough to bless their life by being there for them. See, we lose out on those positive opportunities. We lose out on those positive abilities for the universe to work for us. We lose out on the positive ability for us to be the blessing that came along to help other people. And when we find a way to use that blessing, when we find a way to use what we are inside to bless each other, we ultimately are out here together. And when we are in that place where we're out here together, when we're in this place where the challenges that we're facing off against are becoming our blessings, then a legend is born. And that legend is you. You being in that bus every single day. You being that one driver who always waves, who always says, come on, welcome. Thank you. Is this your ticket? Okay, let me help you. This person is creating a world that's beautiful for all of us. This person is creating a world where the blessings come back to you because you came along. I can give you an example. In Paris, France, the bus drivers in Paris, France, they get out together and they all give each other hugs. They all support each other. And they're all out there together. And you see, we're not meant to stop each other. We're not meant to hold each other back. We're meant in this life to uplift and to overcome our challenges by being a blessing, by blessing other people because you came along. You know, and the one thing that I said to them more than anything is I hope that your next Lyft driver will be as nice to you as I was. I hope that your journey, that you will think of another person and that they have the ability to be that person for you, because every single day we have those opportunities. You know, and it's not just for them. And that what that does is, so what Frank is saying here is there's a lot of people that have to pay the $2 fare, but sometimes I say just ride for free, and I tell them, have a seat, don't worry. And what you're doing is doing more for yourself than them. What you're doing by helping them out is you're creating the person that you want to be known as. See, here's the story that comes from that. When you help other people, you move into the place which is known as the law of riches. When the universe puts you in the place of law of riches, What ultimately happens in your life is that the universe starts to yield. See, when when we lock up our things, when we lock ourselves away, when we put ourselves in a place where we are away from everything, we ultimately reach the place of negative fear. And when we are working on ourselves, when we're putting ourselves in a place where we're no longer at fear, then everything that we give away comes back to us tenfold. It's called the law of riches. And when we are focused on that part of our life, when we're focused on the law of riches, then the universe, this great cosmos, has the ability to shine light upon your life. And then ultimately you become blessed because you helped other people. You don't know that one person who you helped out in that way is going to be the person who one day is going to help you. And you see, a lot of times we forget when we become blessed, we're supposed to also bless other people. And it's amazing when the universe has the ability to use you as a tool, has you as the ability to use that part of yourself in a way that nobody else can be used. See, that's where this life track path is a part of, and that's the reason why it's important to accept the challenges that we face off against. And it's been really on my mind about what my friend said. She said, I accept everything that happened in my life was for my greater being. When all the challenges that you've gone through bring you to the place, to the specific position where you are, the coordinates within yourself, within this universe, where what you're doing becomes that gift. Are you utilizing it, or are you just there? And when we're just there, are we seeking out truth for within ourselves, a reason to continue? See, I've given up multiple jobs. I sold cars for almost 4 years, 5 years almost, and I had a $10,000 in a month paycheck. I had an apartment for $1,500 a month, 3 months of rent covered in advance, and a $21,000 check sitting in a bank account. And it didn't matter. What matters is this thing becoming a tool to the universe. You becoming a tool to the universe, utilizing the being that you are inside, letting the flow, like the ocean flows, and as it crashes, it washes out the old and it brings in the new. And as we flow, as we let the universe flow within us and flow around us, the universe has the ability to utilize. And are we embracing that? See, a lot of times we forget that part. Are we becoming that part of the flow of our life where we're no longer holding to the upset? We're no longer holding to the regret. We're no longer holding to those things. And are we looking within for the answers? Are we looking within for the journey? And the 10 years of meditation that I did, what does it do? It teaches to flow. It teaches that being within yourself is a part of your journey. Being within yourself is a part of learning. And I spent this summer learning from 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds and 1-year-olds. And a 1-year-old, they don't understand how not to hold on to things. And it's a big deal when they give you something. And when you see a 2-year-old, they look at the world as big. And sometimes we forget how big this world is, how big our blessings can become, how big the ability to be a part of. And a lot of the times we lose our artistic ability to enjoy. And that place is what the 2-year-olds taught me, is a place of artistic ability to enjoy. And we can do that in our everyday. We can do that in every part of our being. We can do that in every part of the way in which we do things, is be artistically able to enjoy our journey. And as we grow to 3 years old, the ability to test and to start to want to see what the rules are. See, and that's the point. When we, and Frank said, you mentioned Bruce Lee, be like, also said, like water. Maybe it also saying be like water. He spoke from a third party observation. He spoke of the seat of observation. What Bruce Lee spoke of, what Bruce Lee means to me, is to observe and to learn and to become the ultimate version of yourself. See, the thing that Bruce Lee taught was ultimately martial arts as a way of expressing oneself in combatic form. The question isn't just combatic form. It's, are we expressing ourselves in our everyday, in our every way? Are we letting the universe's most high power work through our complete being? Are we seeing the people that we're coming across as the blessings looking after you as well? And are they becoming a part of what you're seeking out after? And because one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in life is what you're seeking out after is also seeking out after you. And are you letting that part of yourself open up? Are you letting that part of yourself become a part of this great journey that you're on? And it's quite amazing how we forget about the complete journey and we focus on a specific branch. We're our journey. We're our path. We're not meant to be held back by challenges. We're not meant to be held back by the things that would stop the energy from flowing inside. We're meant to utilize the energy inside and to utilize it in a way that we are learning, growing, and becoming artistically ourselves. See, so that one of the biggest ways that people enslave is through expression. And one of the biggest ways people become free is through self expression. And are we able to express ourselves to that point? Are we able to find a part of who we are and truthfully grow? You know, I just find the joy when we have the ability to help other people. You know, the if you end up losing things, you know, the things that I enjoy. Sheng Yi, who's the Shaolin monk Europe, and the reason I enjoy him is because what he said is, when we've done wrong, or something has happened in our life, or something has happened to us, we then go teach those people to go seek after service of others. And when they spend that time serving others, when we spend that time in that place of service of others, we're also gaining in riches and wealth of our mind, of our being, of ourselves. And a lot of times we lose that self, we lose that ability to just be like, yeah, I'm going to be that person who gets out of that car and charges that car for you and tries to just make your life a little bit easier. And see, a lot of times we lose the ability for the riches of life to work in our life. So might we find that way for riches to work in our life, that it will give us the ability to grow. And if we're focused on all the challenges that we face off against, then how do we find a place to the present? How do we find a place where accepting our being, accepting ourselves is there? And if the question is that you want to be there, if your true intention on this planet is to grow, if your true intention on this planet is to not be held back by the challenges that you've faced off against in the past, and you have to see past the branches, and you have to see your whole life journey. You have to see that life track path, that blessing that you're here, and see that as small as we are, we're still great. And that by leaving a legend for others, by possibly helping that driver who's out doing busing, that he might feel joy in his day, that the knowledge would become a reflection of joy, it would become a reflection of being. Well, I got my ride here, so I just want you all to have a blessed day out there. I just want to say thank you, Frank, for being a part of the conversation. I'm going to go ahead and put this up on my webpage, which is motivation, meditation, inspiration.yoga. And I hope that you all join me and follow, and that this journey is a blessing as we're all out here. As the question I ask myself every day is, what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? Because if it's not one of the three, I don't want it. I just hope that you all have a blessed day. As always, blessings, blessings, and namaste.